What's one of the hardest things to wrap your head around as an Amazon seller, Amazon marketer, is the fact that total ACOS is not a PPC metric. The fact that total ACOS lowering can actually yield less profit. That total ACOS increasing, like from 10 to 15%, could actually yield to more profit. This is a concept that I've talked about before years ago. I wanted to bring it up. I've talked to Ad Badger team member Olena about this very thing. It recently came up for her over the last few months as she was working with the customer, trying to optimize this very thing for them. So giving them some feedback along the way. And what I think is really interesting here is that I just mapped out a really, really simple scenario. Scenario low tacos, scenario higher tacos. Now this is a really exaggerated example, but later on Olena will share some examples of something that happened to her. But basically, like, if you were to increase your total ACOS, as you can see here in the higher tacos scenario, and you move from 10% to 15%, the goal is with this whole thing is that you have a bigger, more robust ad sales and organic sales. So generally, two things being equal, a product, where one spends a lot more on their ads and one spends a lot less on their ads, all things being equal, I would probably put my money on the one that spends more on their ads having more organic sales. It's just the way that Amazon works. So in this really exaggerated examples where I spend, $10 on ads versus $150 on ads, even at the same ACOS, I end up with just more volume of ad sales. And in this hypothetical situation, I also said that would lead to more organic sales, thus leading to a higher net profit amount, even though it has a lower net profit percentage. So this sort of concept is what we're going to be talking about today. Some quick things about reconsidering total ACOS. Not to say that it's not important, not that we don't want to track it, but just sort of we want to always associate it with total sales, organic sales, and ad cost, and always tack on our net profit and net profit percentage, because only optimizing for total ACOS is really incomplete in the world of overall Amazon optimization. It would be akin to optimizing for CPC only, right? So like imagine you're optimizing for CPC and you're saying lower is better because I can get cheaper clicks relative to how much revenue I generate per click. I don't think I've ever met any Amazon marketer who has ever thought that is a good idea to put CPC, I want to lower CPC no matter what, because you can end up with these same kinds of things where, hey, maybe lower CPC does equate to a better ACOS and a better profitability in certain isolation, but you're going to end up with a lot less traffic, end up with a lot less net profit at the end of the day. So this kind of concept is what we're going to be talking about today. And I hope you find even just this little TLDR at the beginning of this episode to sort of accentuate, and really this exaggerated example is the crux of why total ACOS isn't necessarily a thing to optimize for unless you're tacking on your net profit percentage and your net profit amount to the whole thing. Let's jump into the episode. Olena, total ACOS is one of the hottest topics in Amazon PPC and has been for a very long time, don't you think?
Yeah, but actually, when we usually speak about Amazon success, what is important, people say it's a tacos and ACOS. Yes, more usual it's a tacos, because what the lower tacos is, the more like profitable, but not always you are. So yeah.
What percentage of customer interactions would you say involve the word total ACOS?
So usually when I speak with my customers or with my clients, they say that the first thing that they want to discuss and the first goal is like decrease total ACOS like 5%, 6%, like the lower is better, and sometimes
Yes.
I think that like lower tacos, you really want like to spend the less and earn more. Yes, it's a really great idea, but sometimes it doesn't work like this. I would say even more often.
It's just not that simple, unfortunately. So we've got a screen up for the good people of Badger Nation out there. If you take a look at this little spreadsheet put together here, we got some interesting things that I want to point out to you. Let's look at them together. I'm just going to go down the line. Month 1, 8.9% total ACOS. Month 2, 9. Month 3, 9. Month 4, 11. So that move from 9% total ACOS to 11 would generally be considered bad by most Amazon marketers, most Amazon sellers. The thing that we are trying to do with this episode is essentially there are 3 reasons why chasing the lowest total ACOS can actually be hurting you. So in this scenario, in month 3 with a 9% total ACOS, Olena, what was the net profit?
Net profit is much, much higher, as you see that usually, yeah. And actually, in this case, in this scenario, our target ACOS was around this actually 8%, yeah. And when you see, we really tried to keep this ACOS in his target, like 8, close, maybe in some cases close to 9, yeah. But actually, it's a really great case that show us that when you are trying to spend more on your high relevant keywords and push them and track organic, you could win even more. Because again, Amazon success in Amazon, it's not only PPC, it's not only low ACOS. It's how you are moving with your organic and how earn you and final results is a net profit, net profitability.
Yeah. So there is the phenomenon that does a lower total ACOS equal more net profit? And the answer is sometimes. It's not a guarantee. And in fact, in this scenario, when total ACOS went up from 9 to 11, there was actually more net profit. And there's lots of reasons why that could be. So really the thing that is worth sort of sharing today is really 3 ways focusing on total ACOS can actually hurt your profit if you think about it in this sort of lower is always better. So the first one is just math. Your total ACOS can go down along with your profit. Your total ACOS can go up and your profit can go up. This can happen. So if you think about this, how does this make sense to people? Which this first one can be kind of jarring to people in the sense of wait, if I spend more on my ads, my profit will go down. If I spend less on my ads, hence a better total ACOS, then my profit will go up. However, that's just not the way it works. There are many, many, many scenarios where total ACOS goes up and your profit goes up. How could that possibly work, Olena? How can total ACOS go up and your profit can go up? Just like I did in this scenario.
Yeah, I always say that Amazon actually, when we speak and think like an Amazon algorithm, yes, because when we are working with this platform, we need to think as this platform, that Amazon likes 2 things, sales velocity and conversion rate. The more people visiting your listing and the more people are buying your products, the more Amazon loves you and push you organically. It's really, really important. So yeah, we could have a higher spend and we could have a higher sales velocity. We could have a higher conversion rate. And again, we could push our high relevant keywords. Yeah, sometimes we spend more because the more high relevant keywords are, the more expensive CPC is. But again, in the final results, we are winning. I know that sometimes it could look confusing when you, oh my gosh, you are look only on your ad spend and you think, oh my gosh, I have started to spend much more. What if I will save this 20,000 ad spend and I will add to my net profit? Yes, sometimes we think like this, yeah, and this is wait, what if I don't know, I want to lose my weight? What currently I'm losing my weight really great with, I don't know, with 2,000 kilocalories. What I will decrease is to 1,000. Yes, what happened actually? Michael, you are as a person who also did a lot of sport and went to the gym. What usually happens when you try to decrease your daily calories?
I mean, you should lose weight, shouldn't you?
you should lose weight, yes, but in what way? Yes, your metabolism will slow down, because your organism, oh my gosh, what happened? I need to save this. Yeah.
I just watched a video from, I don't know if anyone knows, like the science YouTube channel, Kurzgesagt, or it's pronounced in that sort of way, where they have like really good animated science videos. And it was talking about how when you consume less calories, your metabolism slows down and you actually don't end up losing weight.
Yeah.
It was really insightful.
Yeah, and after this, it's really, really difficult. You will need to try more with a slow metabolism when your metabolism works against you. How fast how fast results you will achieve? Yes. No, we always need to think in a smart way. We always need to think what could we improve and what we could do with Amazon. Don't break our organic positions. It's number one. Don't break our conversion rate. Number two, and of course, we need to think about sales velocity.
Yeah, so this is sort of like over focusing. So it's almost like tunnel vision on your total ACOS. So tunnel vision on your total ACOS will inevitably make you miss the relationship of total ACOS with paid traffic spend, with your ACOS, with your organic sales, with your top line revenue. So all of these things live in a very sensitive place. And the math simply dictates that. And I think a lot of people, number one, you might have tunnel vision on your total ACOS and only focus on that without understanding how, hey, I could have a higher total ACOS with more profit. So how does that happen? Well, a higher total ACOS could yield more organic sales than whatever ad spend increase. So for example, if you were to just say add $10,000 more ad spend, that could yield disproportionate positive results in your organic sales. So it's like that sort of like thoughtful thinking. So like these three things together, number one, the mathematics of what total ACOS is. Don't forget total ACOS, it's just ad spend and total sales. The total sales is two things. It's organic sales and paid sales. So like that very simple component is really interesting because, it's not ACOS, it's not just ad spend and sales, it's ad spend, organic sales, and paid spend. So that big organic sales is usually a bigger number. Like your organic sales are generally bigger than your ad sales. Henceforth, not enough people say, hey, my total ACOS is bad. I'm going to go like fix my organic sales, right? Like how do I address my organic sales? Even though the organic sales number is usually much bigger than the ad sales number, right? People have more organic sales usually than paid sales. So I think like really trying to think of total ACOS not as a hard and fast, bigger is worse, smaller is better, but really understanding that it's a piece of ad spend in relation to ad sales and organic sales, and then recognizing that organic sales is usually a bigger number. Now, of course, the most controllable of the three is ad spend. It is very easy to go in, reduce bids, reduce budgets. Like that is the easiest thing to do. It's often much harder to plan out that organic growth strategy. But in conclusion here, these three components, number one, be sure you're tracking this. Be sure you understand the math of what makes up total ACOS. Be sure that you're tracking your ad spend, organic sales, ad sales, overall sales, and really do understand that, Amazon created their own algorithm. Part of that algorithm is sales velocity, like you mentioned, and part of that algorithm is helped by paid sales.
It's like additional tool. PPC is just like additional tool. Of course, we need to check and need like to see the whole picture about Amazon. Yeah, when for instance we get like some account and we just hey ACOS for instance or hey TACOS, we need to see what is the ratio between between generic keywords for instance and brand. Yeah, do we have enough great generic high relevant keyword to push our organic, or it just we are selling because we have a strong brand? Because again, sometimes it happens that some sellers have a really strong brand. like really a great sales ratio for a brand search term, and they don't want to spend some money on some really expensive keywords. They are generic, yeah. But for long term, again, when we speak about long term, yeah, it's really important to give an Amazon algorithm to see that, yeah, we are popular also with generic, because sometimes we have like really high seasonality and low seasonality. And yeah, we could spend a little bit more during this time, but when we have like low seasonality, we will be still on track because we invest this money in our conversion rate, in our organic sales, and in our top position. So I just quickly want to add that, why we spend actually more in this account and we get higher takeoffs but higher profitability. Yeah, because we invest money. We invest, the first strategy was of course like to fix our tackles and to keep a little bit lower. But when we did this, we decided to add more, maybe more expensive keywords, more expensive targets. We decided to add like maybe concentrate on some high performance competitors listings, yes, and to get some sales from them, yeah. And we have started to spend like a little bit more because in some cases it was pretty expensive for us. But what happens is that conversion rate like improve in this case. Our conversion rate improve in more than in 10%. And when we have started to monitor also where we are spending, yes, we are spending mostly on top of search, and it's really expensive. But when we have started also to check, okay, we are spending here, what happened with our organic position? We are increasing. So when you could see, then in next months, yes, we decided actually a little bit, we decrease our spend, and we also maybe thought, we are spending too much. Maybe what happened when we decrease the spend? No, it doesn't work like this. Our profitability decreased too. So yeah, full picture again, yes. Maybe it will be repeatable, but think about your sales velocity, conversion rate. It's the most important. And only after that, of course, profitability. And only after that, like this like ratio between ad spend and ad sales, like Total ACOS.
Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying this episode with Olena. This whole Total ACOS linked to total sales, organic sales, and profitability was something that we baked into our platform over the last year or so. So I just wanted to share a little bit about how AdBadger handles it. If you're interested in it, be sure to go to our website and learn a little bit more. But basically on a per product basis, we do track total ACOS per product, the best that Amazon allows us to. So we track total sales per product, approximate organic, ad sales, ad cost, same SKU sales, other SKU sales from your ads, to give you an approximation of what your total ACOS is per product as well as for your entire account. From there, we've also added profitability tracking, so that way you can track your overall sales, your returns, your PPC spend, your net profit and percentages, and of course you can play with that on a per product or per product family basis. This has been really helpful for our community to be able to go in, make their PPC adjustments with the context of profitability, which is really what everyone is after. If you're interested, go ahead to AdBadger's website and check it out. Otherwise, let's get back to the episode. Yeah, I talk to so many AdBadger customers, and that's the conversation that generally happens. They start the conversation, we're talking about total ACOS, and then it eventually gets unpacked. Well, actually, let's take a look here. Like, let's take a look at organic sales and paid sales and ACOS and ad spend and see how all these things fit together. And you can end up with scenarios where, being really strategic about how you spend your ad spend will actually lead to potentially a higher total ACOS, but more profit if you do it right. So there's a couple solutions to sort of break out of this lower total ACOS is always better, higher is always worse headspace, and we can really start thinking about it. Number one, reporting is really important. Having something to track top line sales, organic sales, ad spend, total ACOS, and profit is really important. I've mentioned this before on the show, but you don't need to overcomplicate this. You can use really simple sheets to sort of keep track of this. The next thing don't forget, one great way to influence your total ACOS is actually through SEO optimization. So pay attention to your listing. The third one, CTR optimization, CVR optimization, and price optimization. If you want more sales for the exact same ad spend, these are the three things, there's more in this list, but these are some of the mindset shifts to make, where it's CTR optimization, CVR optimization, price optimization, and finally, competitive optimization as well, meaning tracking your search query performance, purchase share, and click share of high value terms is really valuable, because you'll see, hey, I decreased my ad spend for this keyword. Maybe I'm getting a better total ACOS, for this product, but actually I hurt my purchase share. So like I'm getting fewer sales, and like maybe I'm spending less on this thing, and maybe I have a better total ACOS, but I've actually reduced my net profit, which I think is a really valuable, maybe you've increased your net profit percentage, but your actual amount of profit can be decreased if you're just getting fewer sales. So this sort of mindset shift, I think, is really valuable for anyone on Amazon to think about, to sort of really put total ACOS, not to say it's not important, not to say it's not helpful, but just to say we don't want to have that knee-jerk reaction where total ACOS goes up. We think it's bad. We go out and cut our advertising, and we end up with lowered profit. At the same time, that could cause a disastrous cycle where your total ACOS goes up. So you want to reduce the ad spend, you reduce your ad spend, and then you get lower organic sales. And then actually there's plenty of scenarios where at that moment, people continue to cut their ad spend and their total ACOS continues to go up because they've just hurt their organic sales so much. So these kinds of things buffer against that.
So I just wanted to add that I know that sometimes it's really hard to see how much money you spend on Amazon. It's really especially like for now with all of these Amazon fees, a lot of some additional spend, and you think, oh my gosh, I'm wasting my money. What should I do? How I should improve to spend more? Yeah, but I just wanted to say that unfortunately, again, without all of this, like when we spend a lot of time again when I want to compare this like with how we are losing weight or how we are build our muscles. Yes, sometimes we need spend a little bit more on all of these things to improve like our body quality or something like this. Yes, we could this do in cheaper way, but we will have a little bit another results. Yes, that without investment, unfortunately, we will have not so great results. And another thing that don't expect fast results. We need time for this. Yes, for some really short term, we could just cut this, fix this, yes, quickly. But for long term, we really always need, when we do some optimization, we need to think and we need to check how it's influence on our, again, organic, how we are moving with this, how it influence on our CBR. Sometimes, I even check all my ads positions manually. I know that I heard somewhere, I don't know where, maybe in co-community, someone also do this. I get, oh my gosh, it's my friend, that manually check with a different address, with a different incognito browsers. Yes. So yeah, it's also time consuming, but it's really helpful us to understand where we are and how we could optimize our PPC more in more right way.
Parting words for everyone, I would say, of course, total ACOS is a worthwhile metric to track, but only if you track it alongside and trend it with your overall sales, your organic sales, your ad spend, your ACOS, your ad sales, and of course, your profit percentage, and of course, your actual profit amount, right? Because most companies do not want a better profit percentage for lower profit itself. So there's lots of nuance with this sort of reporting. It's very Amazon specific, so I think it's really interesting to explore. And I hope for everyone that when total ACOS gets brought up, you spend as much time talking about your organic strategy as you do your PPC strategy, because that's definitely two sides of the total ACOS coin that you want to pay attention to. Final words, last minute, Olena.
Subscribe for Ed Badger podcast.
There you go.
Subscribe on our content. And yes, and when you have a trouble with PPC, please contact us. We are always happy to help. We have our own Amazon PPC tools, Amazon PPC management, all up to you. So,
That's
yeah.
right. I do try to say internally that we try to be the most helpful Amazon marketing company out there. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in this week. Olena, thanks so much for coming back on the podcast.
Thank you.
Everyone
Really
else,
happy 2 years later, finally I'm here.
I'll see you next week here on the PPC Den podcast.
I've launched campaigns and picked keywords. I've got my bids, set placements too. And that mistake